Hello, guys. How you doing?
Did you say LOL?
Huh?
She said, hello, guys. Hi, guys.
Hello.
How are you?
It sounded like LOL. It sounded like LOL, guys.
Laugh out loud.
That's what
Are you
sounded
okay?
like. No, honestly, it sounded like LOL, guys. Sorry. Continue.
Hello, guys. How you doing? How's your week? I'm tired. Like, I'm spent. I've worked the last 2 weekends back to back, so I think I'm a little bit sleepy also. But how's your week been? What have you guys been up to?
Work. Christmas is coming.
Work.
Got back from a nice needed holiday.
Mm-hmm.
But I had toothache. Well, I have toothache.
That's painful.
Yeah, I think it's worse. I think toothache is actually worse than labour pains.
People say that, but...
No, I definitely feel like toothache is... Have you had toothache before? Have you had toothache?
I have.
I have, one time I couldn't sleep all night. It was that bad. Like, it felt like my head was going to fall
That
off.
was definitely me this night. So, yeah, I definitely feel like toothache is worse than
labour.
No, you're making men feel better. Labour is much worse than toothache.
I don't know about labour, but toothache is bad. So is earache. But anyways, oh my gosh, yeah. So I was watching something, or I think someone sent me something. Well, I'm not sure where I got it from. And then this thing about. Have you guys ever heard about this thing called black tax? I have literally only. So I mean, now that I know what it is, I've always known the concept, but I didn't know it was a thing. Like there was
actually a term for it,
or a term to it. And so someone was just talking about how it's when. I mean, I don't really know what the definition is. Does anybody have like a good definition for black tax?
Let me check.
That they want to share.
Definition.
Because for me, the way he described it, it was more about how when you're being compulsory, like you feel you need to sort of take care of everyone else back home, or not necessarily back home, but you feel like, I've just started a new job. I have to give my dad, my mom, my siblings, my uncles, my aunties, everybody
your first fruit.
some like I have not just even first fruit. As a compulsion, basically. I have to give them something every month. I can't make money and the money is mine. I have to. That's a thing, though.
When people are suffering in Africa, you are eating Chinese. What?
I think black people... I think with the idea of black tax, a lot of our parents... So I say our... So I don't think my mum is 100% like that. But a lot of African parents, they believe that it is they are entitled, whether or not they have money or not. They feel like you are an investment. So if I've invested in you as a child, if I've, spent all of this money, suffered, when you grow up, well, the least you can do is give me money every month. Whether or not it's right or not, would I expect my children to give me money when I grow up? It would be nice for them to, appreciate me and take me on all these lovely exotic holidays and stuff like that. But do I feel like
they have to? Like, it has to be done.
I have
There's
this
a
Yoruba,
law.
like, what's it called? Is it an adage or something coming to my head? And I'm like, I probably shouldn't say it because I have to translate it. But it's like, okete, what's okete in like English?
Say
rat?
the full.
Is that a rat? No, it can't be a rat.
I don't know.
Okete is like, I don't even know, man. But like, the idea is that tokete bad dagba. Which means that when that particular... What is okete in English? Oh my God.
When the animal grows up.
When the animal grows up, right? Or when the animal is old and grey, then it sucks on his child's breast. So Africans use that as like a way that...
your child.
So like when you're younger, I'll look after you. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, look at your child. And then when the child grows older, then I'm feeding from the child.
You have to... Then that animal breastfeeds like... Is on parent, isn't it?
Personally, I don't think it's a, and I always say personally because I'm looking at my family now and what we do. I don't think it's a bad thing to give back to your parents. But when I watched that video, I realized that some people, like it's like a tax. In fact, he was talking about how some of his mates would take like maybe I don't know what monies like you get from like school.
Like some people here used to student finance.
And then send back home for your parents to buy a Prada or something. Like I get when, okay, like I mean, I would not be living in a glass house and my parents are living on the roads. Or do you understand? I want to take care of my parents, but not at my detriment so that you can live a certain lifestyle. Do you think there's a balance to it, or you think children should not give their parents anything?
I don't think children should not give their parents anything, because obviously I would love for my kids to spoil me, but I don't think it's something that we should say we have to get it back. We're entitled to it. I think it just, as well, like when you leave your parents, you two, most of the time you're creating your own family.
Yeah.
The economy is, unfortunately, it gets harder and harder each year. So it's like how much, because there's some families that you actually give money to and they're looking at it like, how much is this? What, you're giving me £50 or £100? You don't know how much I'm earning. You don't know what am I laughing? What's funny?
If you give me £50, I will say thank you. I'll be like, thank you. Oh my God.
Yeah, but not everybody sees it like that. Especially if people feel like, yeah, I've struggled for you. Or I don't know how it is for people that are migrating from Niger to the UK. I don't know what sacrifices will have to have happened. But some people think I've done all of this. And you want to send me back £50, £100? Are you okay?
I think one way I would say it's quite different is, and again, please feel free to butt in and correct me, but back home, apart from people their children are in private schools here, I feel like back home, some parents feel like they've given birth to you. If you're sick, they're paying. Your school, they have to pay. Not many people go to public schools anymore back home, but they have to pay. But basically, they've paid. Lesson fee, they pay. This, they pay. School fees, they pay. You are sick, you're in the hospital, they're having to pay. Sometimes even your wedding, they pay. And all of that. And, now you're earning a lot.
What's a lot?
I don't want to believe... No, you're earning something. I do not want to believe, and again, stand free to correct me, but I don't want to believe there will be any father or mother that would say that, no, you're now earning, so 10% must come to
there are
me.
People like that.
And which is what I said, that I was shocked.
Especially in South Africa.
Yeah, I was shocked to watch the video and be like, do you understand? Because
it's a proper tax, right?
I remember when I first got a job, but when I first got my first pay, one of my friends was like, there's this thing of how you give your parents your first fruit. And I'd never heard about it. My parents didn't even tell me that it was a thing. So I didn't know. So I asked my mom and I was like, Mom, is it true that I should give you guys my first fruit? And I was like, oh yeah, it's a thing. But I mean, they didn't tell me all about it. And I was like, oh, okay. So when I got my first pay, because mind you, my parents literally paid for my school, my hostel, where I was staying while I was working. They were still sending me money because I'd not started earning a salary yet. So I got my first pay and I got home and I was like, yay, daddy, mommy, I'm giving you this. And my mom, they looked at me and then they're like, okay, so that was in the night. And then in the morning, they woke me up and then they prayed. Mommy said to cry and they gave me back the money. And I was like, oh, Dad, I should invest it in something for me. But I felt like, okay, that was nice. But I ended up using the money to do something for the house. But looking back, my mom, I remember the first time I said, I in my head, I had this amount that I would send home every month. Mind you, they don't need it. But if I felt like I had something I wanted to do, they didn't make me do it. The first time I ever sent that money home, my mom called me and said, are you okay? In the sense of car, house, like save up for this, like do you understand? Like be settled, be this, be that, have you. And I remember I said to my mom that I don't think I want to wait till I have all of this to start giving back. In my little now, even if it's £10, do you understand? But that's my case. No one ever made me feel like I had to. But having to realize that some people, you're making me send money home. Am I carrying the Prada bag you want to buy? Do I have the Prada bag? I don't get it.
Makes sense. I think black tax actually is, and I know that we're coming from the point of view of like parents, but it's beyond parents. The whole like black tax is siblings, cousins, uncle. You know your mother's sister. You know that sister that that auntie that when you were young you went to their house and they bought you that biscuit. Remember that biscuit? You're like, what the hell? I don't know what you're talking about. But let's look at definition, right? And then I think that would help us in some ways try to understand like what you're saying about like South Africa, right? Or like even in Nigeria, it's a bigger thing in South Africa, but Nigeria is like a thing that's been ingrained from like, like, and Okete is actually a rat, so well done, a poached rat.
My neighbor is good.
Well done. So black tax refers to the financial burden borne by black people who have achieved a level of success and who provide support to less financially secured family members.
Yeah. So it's basically what our parents used to, I don't know about.
Yeah, but you have to be secured. Look at that. Black tax. For you to even tax your children, which is what your mom was saying, that do you have a house?
Yeah,
do you yourself have a car? Are you okay? You're not okay. You're sending me money. Are you okay?
But
Like,
also
you're not,
our
like,
parents
what's that about?
as well. Our parents also, when I think about when we were younger, my mum always used to send money back home to Nigeria.
Of course.
So the black tax hasn't started from like the kids. Like she had
probably
to then
still does.
send money back to
It's come
for
from
her brothers and her
generation.
sisters and stuff like that. And I remember there was a point in time when I used to give my mum money, and I say, do you know what? I'm going to stop giving you money. I'm going to, whatever you want, if it's your hair, your nails, your holiday, I will pay. But as to give you physical cash, I'm not giving you, because you're going to go back and send it back to Nigeria, and you'll be doing as if you're okay here. Like,
I'll tell you what my mom said. I said to her, it's her birthday, right? I'm like, let's go like to a spa, let's take you out, let's have Chinese. Say, people are suffering in Africa. I'm like, Jesus said the poor will always be amongst us. Please enjoy your life small. Like, I don't understand. Like, seriously. But it's one of those things that I think that with the black tax, now this definition says that you need to actually be standing.
Yeah.
So as a parent, not even, you know what, it's not only Nigerians though. I went to go and get my nails done, and I was speaking to, she's from China, and I was like, oh, she said she's going home for Christmas, that, you know, she has to save up because she goes, I think, once in a year or something, once in 2 years. I'm like, oh, why didn't you go more often? So when she gets there, she has to give one cousin, one auntie. So everybody needs to get a gift. Everybody's waiting for money, because once you come from Obodo Ibo or you come from the abroad, you are rich. And I was very surprised because I thought I was in like, there's lots of Nigerians here. I love Niger. Like, Niger, for me, Lagos, I have such good memories from like Lagos. A lot of people probably don't, but I do. Like, you know, as a kid, like, you street food, puff, buzz, scotch egg, oh my God. Suya. Apparently, suya is no longer suya, but anyway.
that street puff is
But
amazing.
in it, so like, I love it, right? But a lot of people don't go back home because they are too scared. They feel like they're not financially buoyant enough to be able to go back to their own country, to be able to go and enjoy their life. Like, people are stuck here. People that have been here for like, I don't know, 20 years. You know, I saw someone online and they said, oh, it's okay for you to have been in the UK or Canada or Finland or wherever for 20 years and have nothing to show for it. It's like, it's actually, how many Oyibo people actually have enough money? Let's be frank here.
Sorry.
Go on, my
When
sister.
you say that it's okay to be in one place and have nothing to show for it for 20 years, be cool. How?
What I mean is that you don't have to have built a house.
What she's going to say is that
You don't have to have built a house in your village.
Yeah, I'm not saying you have
You
to.
don't have to have sent a car to your brothers. You know what the people expect? As I'm going to Nigeria now,
Yeah, I just wanted you
I'll
to
send the car in
elaborate.
advance.
Okay,
When I now
okay,
get there,
okay.
I'll now use the car. When I now finish, I'll now give
I
it to
mean,
you.
don't get me wrong.
I'm sorry,
One
what?
place
I'm
for 20
all
years
for-
and nothing to show for it.
I'm all for
But it
if you
happens now.
can, if you
It
can,
happens.
if you can, you can create. And I think again, when it
spiritual
comes
problem,
to
eh?
helping people, I'm more about creating opportunities. Now, if I have to give you 20K every month, I'm not helping you. It's a different thing. If I speak to someone and you get a job and then you can stand on your own feet, does that make sense? So I think also when you watch like
They tell you they want to stand on their own feet. You see, that's assuming they want to stand on your own
stand on your own
feet.
two
If
feet.
somebody told you that they'll be giving
I'm
you,
happy to be carried. Carry me, please.
because and again I think I remember someone was saying that some people back home, don't get me wrong, it's hard everywhere, but people are still moving from Nigeria here for a reason. It's hard here also, but people are still migrating in mass for a reason. But that aside, there's this ideology that, oh, I have a sister in the UK, I have a sister in Canada, and that I have a sister in Canada means she's doing excellently well. She has so much money. She can give. If I was telling somebody the other day, if you know what exchange rate is saving us from, because some of these, oh, come and give me whatever.
But people just say, please just, it's just £20. Please just send me. If you, as you are, if you give me £20 right now, I'll call you and pray for you.
No, that's why I said she actually promised that she'll give me £50 in case. She said it earlier.
You know, people don't even say thank you anymore. They don't call you. If you send someone £50 or 100,000 in Nigeria, they will not even call you to say, Cynthia, my sister, I appreciate you greatly. Instead, people send you a text. Thanks. Are you okay? Thanks.
What is thanks?
Auntie Cynthia will say, is the Gen Z.
I did not say that. No, I've changed. I've repented. I have repented.
No, but I will not even. I remember when I said sending my nan. That's my mom's mom, because that's my only grandparent I have money. The first.
Why'd you call her Nan and not Grandma?
Because
she's in the UK. She's
I don't call her Nan.
I call my grandma Nan. Yeah, because at work everyone says Nan.
Who says Nan?
Everybody, where I work, everyone refers to their mom's mom as Nan.
I've always known it as
And
grandma.
before you know
Grandma.
it,
I have a
Never
nan.
grandma,
but
grandma.
I have a nan. I would
Yeah.
think I think it's another word maybe we use as big mummy. But my nan would probably be someone who is another elderly carer.
Really?
That's what I,
No,
so you
people
would
use
consider-
nan. People use nan a
people
lot
use
for their
it.
grandma.
Yes, for their
actually.
grandma.
Really?
Like the British people, they say, yeah, nan.
my nan is not. I have a nan, but she's
I have a
not.
nan, but she's not. Is she a
well,
nanny?
most of the
She's not. But she's not. She isn't an. Oh yeah, maybe because she was my nanny.
Yeah.
Sorry, what did your
But
grandma say? I want to hear the gist.
most of
What did she
I
say?
actually call her grandma, but then most of the people I encounter at work, they say nan. I'm probably not upstairs saying dinner.
Really?
But anyways, back to so my grandma. So the first day I sent my grandma money, she calls me, prayed, and said, "But you know that, don't worry, I'm fine. Like, I'm fine. If no one sends me money, I have enough to feed till I leave this earth. I don't depend." And I remember she said, and then she said that she's prays for me that I grow old and I don't have to depend on your child. And that's a
amen to
prayer
that.
to eat. Because if no one, that she said she's so happy that from her heart, she's not had to call any grandchild, any child to say, you must give me 50K, you must give me 100K, or you must, do you understand? But we, like, based on feelings or whatever, are like, okay, I'll give this to my grandma every month. And that has come like naturally. And then she prayed and said, but one thing that she's always told God is I would never have to wait for you to send me money before I eat. And I think that's a very huge prayer because a lot of people depend. I think it's you become a dependent and then you forget that it used to be daddy, mommy, and then these 3 children. And those were that became your primary care. But that son and that daughter, they're going to start their own nuclear family.
Yeah.
And then you become secondary.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Do you understand? And then that's why it becomes, oh, you married a bad wife. Don't get me. I always support help your family or whatever. But then that's now our nuclear family. We now come first.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
In saying that, so let's say you're a guy. Obviously you're not a guy. Who comes first? Your wife, your daughter, or your mum?
I think it's my wife. I honestly,
I'm not a guy. I refuse to answer
no,
for men.
no, but even
Men,
as a woman,
answer for
Okay,
yourself.
no, but even as a woman,
As a woman, your son,
I think my husband
your dad,
comes first.
or your husband.
My son, my dad. Why is it all men?
Yeah, but like
PK.
my
Oh God, just speak.
My son, my dad, or my husband. I pick Master Jesus, and then he will look after.
it's not an
everybody.
option.
It's an option. Master Jesus.
Cynthia, you just want to. You're just
Picky.
evading the question. But I
Who
think
comes
my
first?
husband
Your
comes
son?
first.
Please, which son? I don't have a son.
Okay,
It's okay.
okay. For the sake of Cynthia,
I don't have a son.
our PhD holder, your children, your husband,
Your parents.
or your
Definition.
parents.
You know what? Yeah, myself. I pick me. They want to kill me. All of them want to. Everybody wants to kill me. I pick me. No, but on
She's gonna keep evading the
on the
question.
topic of black tax.
No,
yeah?
no.
There's a reason I want to say that about black tax. Yeah, is that people don't realize it's such a burden on the person that they're taxing. There's such a they're angry. They want me to answer. I cannot pick. I pick me.
You have
me,
to pick. Though.
me over everybody.
Are you serious? You can't pick.
If I'm honest, yeah, my children,
Huh?
my husband, or my father, I pick me. Me first. When I'm alive, I can look
I mean,
after
Bola,
you.
can you make your own point?
Please
She's
leave me.
going to
The
keep
point I'm trying to
evading.
make
I
about
just
the
wanted to know what
black
the
tax.
What
yeah.
would you pick?
Ideally,
No, not
anybody that's
ideally.
tiny answer
What
with
would you-
ideally,
as
they're
in-
not asking you.
ideally, I would say my kids, but
However,
yeah.
you have to be
However, I wouldn't pick my kids, and the reason why I
Because
wouldn't,
your
I'll pick my husband first.
No, but what is it you're picking? What's the context? You can't just tell me. You can't ask me a random question. Who would you pick?
It doesn't have
Your
to be a
husband,
context. We
your
already know that
brother,
she's
or
asking. She's asking in the
No, there has to be
sense of.
context. Are they about to jump into the fire?
Not about
Are they entering the
it's
water?
Not about dying.
Is it about
or all of
giving them
that.
money?
Oh God!
Is it about who I love the most?
Who do you put
You ask me
first?
blanket.
Who do you put first?
Who do you put first?
Who do you take care of? Who is your priority?
It depends
In
on
the
the
case of
situation.
priority,
It's not
Why
why
does
does
it-
it depend on the
Do they need
situation?
money?
No. In life, who is
Cynthia
your
can
priority?
always just go.
You are still not making sense.
Okay,
because
the reason why my
define it
husband will
properly.
be my priority, I would look after my kids, obviously.
But
But the
she
reason
was
why
not
my
my love.
husband will be my priority is because they get to a certain stage that they will leave home.
Exactly,
And then
and
it's
then
me,
they'll
it's
find
me and
their
my
own
husband.
priority.
It's me and my
Yes.
husband.
Imo, it's a lie.
It's
Women
not
always
like-
pick their children.
No.
They
Don't get
want
me
to pick
wrong.
the
I'm
husband,
always
but
care for no. And that's why I said ideally what I would want to pick is my kids because these people came out from my vagina. So I want to pick my kids. However, when you deep it and you sit down and think about it, and I know I have a friend, I can see see her rolling her eyes, rolling like her eyes are at the back of her head because she's probably thinking, nah, mate, I'm picking my kids. But when you think about it, your husband is the person that's going to be with you till, or by God's grace, till the end. Yeah, till the end. Your kids are going to leave you and create new families, and they're going to call you what, once or twice a week.
And then you picking your children is the reason why you're now invested in your child's marriage, because you've literally...
Which one is you? Please don't prophesy negative things about my life. You pick your kids. I reject...
Auntie Cynthia, not you.
Which one is the auntie? I'm not understanding. But they're young. Can you not see me?
But okay. Let's make our point. Okay. I feel like in picking anybody, not just if I say you now,
please don't say
nobody. Somebody picking their child is why you now build your life around that child. Then the child moves out of the house, and then you are picking. Then you're not invested in who the child is getting married to, or your wife did that. Your wife should not do that to my son, or the husband should not do that to my daughter. You're so invested in your child's life. You're not letting them live their life.
This black tax is also a problem in children's marriage, because if your husband wants to carry all your family finances and give the family members.
But then the thing is, if you think about it, this is where there's like a full circle. If your husband,
the medicine is leaving you, are now talking normal. Keep going.
If your husband has put you first, he will consider your feelings and your financial situation before giving all of his money to his, because now his parents are his extended family.
People are extended. You are now outside.
No, but that's how it's always going to be.
It is.
Because then it is now me and my husband. Then my sister that I grew up with now has our own family. And then my brothers they have their own family. And then before you know, if I join a tree, it becomes an extended family.
But a lot of people don't see that. A lot of some women don't see that. Is it just women or even men? Like sometimes, because they are, especially people that come from like a unit where they have their mom and dad. Sometimes they think their mom and dad dropped from heaven as mom and dad.
Because that's
so when they get married, they're always then going back.
But then we also have to give people, as my dear sister here will say, grace.
Call her auntie. Call her Cynthia.
You also have to give them grace, because this is what they have known for 25, 26, 27 years. These are the people that they felt like have supported
How long should
them
that grace
through.
last though? Because it impacts a lot of people's marriage.
The grace.
You know what I mean? Because some people live at home, even their student finance, they share with their parents. Even whilst they are like...
Did you ever have to pay bills in your parents' house?
Wait, now people say... Sorry, just before I answer that, you're talking about black tax being like sending money back home. Some children, they don't even have to send money back home, even whilst they're inside the house, not even paying bills, even their student finance. Mommy needs to... Mommy's doing ajo. You know what ajo is, eh?
Yeah.
You give your mother some of the money.
But the ajo, what's the ajo going towards? Is it not bills and stuff?
Not necessarily bills. Now. You know, like partner, like ajo. Some grown men are still doing ajo.
No, I used to do ajo. Is it not just a few years that I stopped doing ajo? Are
you serious?
What do you use ajo for?
No, sometimes mommy wants to go invest it in Switzerland to buy lace.
No, but wait, hold on. I think
someone's getting married in the church.
There's something I even want to ask, guys. You're using student finance. See, it's one thing for me to, there's a problem in the house and I want to help my mom. Or the light spot or something, do you understand? Oh, mom, let me help you. Like, I'll pay for this. Let's fix it. It's another thing if I'm giving you money so that you want to go and do something. It's not a necessity.
Even when it is, though, you have to even be careful, because some people take credit cards to send money back home. So they're constantly in debt. People even say to your children that, should be in the UK, you people have credit card, we don't have credit card in Nigeria. And so that credit card, that child is drained. Exactly. That child is drenched in debt. And that child is to try and pay it back. So it's black tax is something that I think that it's something that I'm a little bit passionate about to an extent, because I feel like people in the UK, some people go, they work for like years. It's cleaners, they're doing cleaning job. People are like, it's clean that you are doing. Do you know what it means for you to... In Nigeria, you say, I'm a degree holder, how can I clean? There are people that are doctors from Nigeria, from
Is it not Shola Shoboyle that said that she came and she had, because of her kids, she had to do...
cleaning,
Not clean, I think it was care.
They'll do care. You know what care means? Not everybody's doing washing bum. People actually like wash somebody's bum. They clean for somebody. They give them their medication. Yeah. If you make one small mistake, you're fired.
It's done.
You're literally done. So thinking about it that way, right? That person then works. Now, I also blame some Africans and Asians that do this, because people also bring this upon themselves. So you work for like 3 years, you save up your money and everything. You now go to Nigeria and go and be doing baller.
But not everyone.
How much is money?
But not every. I don't.
But you don't have money. You now come back to the
Yeah,
UK.
but I
You start
think
again.
some people see it as they want to invest. They buy lands. And they think this is what's going to
and
generate
then now
money.
drops like this. Gosh.
But
You're not going to depression. I'm not joking. This is like a true life story.
But they
People
don't know.
actually do
But
that.
they don't know that's what's going to happen to
Yeah,
the
but even if
economy.
they do, people have a mindset that, I have to invest in my homeland. The UK is
That
but
is
this
their
no,
choice.
but
But
hold
that's
on.
not their fault.
No, I guess, but hold on.
they're believing in their country.
No, hold on. Let me finish, right, please. Is that you live in the UK, right? You're working in the UK. Some of them even have a family in the UK. Some men do this. And then you now carry one big money, you go and buy a land in your village and you will never live in, right? And everybody's hailing you, hey, well done, chairman. You save up, you go to Nigeria, you go and spend all this money, right? Okay, you know Naira we're going to drop. Okay, Naira now drops. You crash. Forget Naira dropping, right? You go and invest. Your family here, they're living in council flat. Where like they're not that rodents are always in council flats, but they're struggling. Your child is having to do childcare, childminder, running from there to there, can't even see. Hold on. You're doing all of this, right? You're investing back home. Everybody back home thinks you're a chairman, but you're actually suffering here. Why?
But Abby,
Why are you doing that?
That's why when Abby asked,
And then everybody else in Nigeria now expects that everybody should be like that. So if I go back to Nigeria and I'm not bringing big car, people are like, you have not made it. Cynthia, what have you been doing for 15 years? What have you been doing for 20 years?
Cynthia,
So please stop stressing the rest of us
But
and
Cynthia,
making them
hold
feel
on,
like
but
it's easy
Cynthia,
here,
hold
because it's
on.
not.
When Abby asked who's about priority, you could not answer. If your wife, hold on, no, because you could not
We
answer.
have agreed before this show that no more personal attack. Why are you attacking me personally?
Wait, I'm not attacking, but I just said that you could not. But that's the truth. You did not answer. But and then you now giving this. You've cited this example.
My
of
family
a
are
man.
watching. I don't want to choose.
But hold
Okay,
on.
so in that sense,
But
sorry,
wait, hold
she has
on.
picked her husband.
But wait, let me land, Cynthia.
Oh,
So
her children.
you've cited this example now of a man. If you picked me as priority before the kids, before the family, we would decide that, okay, do we want to build a house in Nigeria? Then we build. Don't get me wrong. Me picking my husband as a priority does not mean I don't prioritize my parents or my children. It's the fact that your priority, I need you to be fine. Babe, I send money home to my parents. Do you understand?
Would the household still be okay?
Would the household still be okay? What's our finances? Like, I want to do this, and I want us to send money to your parents also. Do you understand? But I'm talking to you about it because you're priority. I'm not going behind your back to give my parents money or to do something with the kids. Because at the end of the day, the children, I have seen a lot of older people, the children have left the house and then they're getting divorced because there's nothing, they don't even know that, they don't even talk anymore because everything has to be like, Oinda has to go to school, Abby, whatever. Now, Oinda and Abby have gone away. They are married now. They have their children. And then you don't have anything to talk about. Do you understand?
But what's also interesting about that point is that I get your point that people lose interest, but sometimes in families, and I've seen lots of some women do this, is that some women stay in marriages because of their kids. So sometimes you see them separate. They're not separated, sometimes it's premeditated as well. Because they just feel like that man has done whatever I wanted to do, make decisions by himself, and made me feel like less of a person. So actually, that's fine. And they just wait their time for when the children leave. So
but in
men,
that
please,
scenario,
and some men, please treat your wife right. Because women,
in that scenario,
planning, mate.
The man did not prioritize his wife and his family. So the one is now reacting back. If me and you, we're entering a marriage and we're prioritizing each other. And I'm going to say this also. I was listening to someone was saying something about how she and her husband, every week, they have a date night where it's just them. No kids.
Every week.
But then some people
are there older kids?
Yeah. So her last child is, I think, 8 or 9. So they are quite older. But of course, they got it to the point
8 or 9. So 8 or 9 is older. Yeah, you still need childminder.
She has 14.
Okay, there's 14. Okay.
Yeah, there's a 14.
That's why you're able to do. You think you're gonna able to do date night every week with with 3 under 5s?
So let me say. When she says date night, not necessarily. We are going. I have makeup on and we're going somewhere nice. Even if it's just, we are staying in the sitting room or doing like a movie night. Kids, go to your own whatever place. No, you're not disturbing, so they can actually talk. Honestly, and she said,
"Sorry, this lady's spouse. She has many things to say."
She said that when she started prioritizing her husband and realizing that it's not just, babe, we need to pay for this. It's like, babe, how are you doing? How are you? How is work? like actually talking and realizing that every day they have 30 minutes where they just talk about themselves. She said that I can't remember where I watched this video, but she said that it's quite difficult because as much as we are saying, oh, I'm prioritizing my husband, when the children come, it's hard because before you know it, I have a 6-month-old, the child has to, you have to make a conscious effort to not forget. And a lot of men say this, that when their wives give birth, neglect, and a lot of men say it, that they feel neglected, they feel like the woman starts to prioritize the baby. And in as much as we say
baby needs to breastfeed, love, not you.
I know, but in as much as
you don't need to say it.
No, but wait, hold on. In as much as we say, but the man should understand as a baby, don't compare yourself to a baby. I get that, but I feel like there's also a level of there's still a husband.
He still want to suck breast, right? The man still want to please give him more. I'm sorry. Yeah, you all right?
Would you make your kids pay towards bills while they're in the house?
Definitely.
Why?
Once they start making money, and I think that the only reason that is to teach them responsibility. That's the, so it wouldn't be, so let me say like you're earning £100, right? Mm-hmm. And you're
why can't you just get them to save?
No, but very, very, very good. Now, the thing about like saving, right, is that when they now leave, when you move out of your parents' house, shock. First of all, shock first. So you see there's water bill, light bill, electricity, there is, like council tax.
And you don't know all My mum didn't force me to pay bills, and it wasn't a shock to me.
I mean, I paid. I was charging lights from what age? Really? From like 16.
I was never actually forced to pay any bills in my house. And I did not find the transition hard. At all.
I don't think it's bills necessarily, because I see what you mean, but I think that for me, when they start earning, I want them to put a percentage of it towards like the family. I have one of my neighbors, right?
But why do you want them to put it? You're already self-made. So why do they need to put money aside for you? Why for the family? Why can't they put it aside for their future?
It's for the bills. They're not eating.
Yeah, but
I don't know
but then that's
black
your
tax.
that's
black tax right here.
That's your
that's your responsibility. Let's go back to
that's your responsibility
as a parent.
To do the house bills and chores and stuff.
It's not true.
Kids should then
black
put
tax
money away in a different account, because that is another angle of black tax.
Can I say something?
Definition.
No, wait, hold on. Before Cynthia replies, let me say
redefine
something. One reason why I will probably make my children pay, but it's not because I want them, because
they have to pay.
No, wait, hold on. Because in my head, I saw someone do it and I thought it was really nice. She made when her 16-year-old started working, pay like every month, and then when the child was going to school, she wasn't spending it. She had saved it up and then gave it back. And I thought it was very nice. I think, don't get me wrong, I think saving is a sense of responsibility. But if I'm telling my child to save, how am I sure my child is saving? Are you now monitoring the account to be sure the child is saving? Because some people now say that's like privacy. Why do you want to know what I'm spending my money on? You know how children can be, because and then nowadays where you can't even check your child's phone, just like that. Do you get? I mean, you're talking about a 16-year-old.
Your child's phone.
Some people tell you it's privacy. 16, 17.
As you're underneath my roof, there's no such thing as privacy.
So there's black tax. As you're underneath my roof,
that's not black
now. As you're trying to like,
my house,
you're still trying to control it. Exactly. So that's your opinion, isn't it? So it isn't always black or white.
Yeah, but
my opinion. I want them to have a sense of responsibility. In my opinion, I think that if obviously I can pay for it myself. Fair enough. But the truth is, if you're earning 100%, then a percentage of it needs to go to actually like your bills, because that's what you're going to be doing when you leave home. So parts of it are going to be like, if it's 10% that you're going to give to the family to make sure that we're able to. You don't think
that money they could have saved?
But like what she just said, right? I might then give them back that money. But the truth is, I want them to, in their mind.
Would you though?
Hold on, I probably would. The truth is, I save up for my kids now anyway. So, do you get it? So like, I'm already putting my own money.
But my children are not watching
they'll go like, hold on.
This after they left the house.
Are you saying, how much is university?
I would probably give them back, but I'll take it. Because how are you sure an 18-year-old is? Because I know what I was like when I was 18. Will you come say, how much did you buy that?
So you're basically saying rather than them waste the money, you rather than pay your bills.
No. Mine is not even about them like monitoring their saving. Mine is just that having that, what's the word? Is it 80... is it the 70, 30,
80, 20,
20 rule? There's a rule, right?
There's a rule,
Which is
10, 10, 10 or something like that. Or 70.
70 cents. If you're earning this amount,
70, 20, 10.
then this amount goes to like your bills, this amount goes to like savings, this amount goes to like, miscellaneous, this amount goes to you trading yourself.
You need to teach your children about money.
So for me, I want them to have that concept of this is actually the amount that goes to, let me tell you how much I earn. Okay, maybe I shouldn't, because some children, and they want to kill you before your time. Mommy, do you have a will? What do you want to use my will to do for that? But like, this is the amount that I pay, this is the amount I save, this, and teaching them that so that from the onset, they are used to actually something going out for you to be able to survive, like your basic need. Like, what's it called? Maslow's hierarchy of like needs. Your clothing, your feeding. So I think for me, that's so important. And also there's this Asian family that live around me, and they have like an outbuilding. And so I went there because I saw it. I thought, this is beautiful. The people are so nice. So I knocked. I don't know what I'm looking for. Me to Bible. Sorry, that looks amazing. I was thinking about I think I saw they put air conditioning in it. And I was like, oh, what's that about? It's like, come in. What's your name? Where do you live? Da, da, da. They were so welcoming. People are still welcoming in this world. I was very surprised. I come in, introduced to the whole family, an Asian family actually. Then they took me to the back of the house. I was like, oh, I saw your air conditioner. I want to see how you fixed it. And I saw it was a whole game room, and it was so beautiful. And I was like, wow, this must have cost a lot. They're like, yeah, all the kids contributed because we all wanted to use it. And we had this idea of having a snooker board, a game room, a movie, and they all contributed to it. And I thought that was so cool. That means that as a family, they have the concept of, everyone chipping in. And I think that's the problem with black tax, because some people feel that once you are the richest, you should be the one to fend for everybody else. That person that is the richest is probably working harder. Or maybe they got lucky, they suddenly made big money. But the truth is, if the richer you are, the more you think, the less you see, they sleep so. I know they sleep well. Every time they calculate.
I think the whole point...
Sorry, the point I'm trying to make, sorry, love, is that the person that is actually rich in the family, don't burden that person with everything. Because they are richer doesn't mean, even if you are bringing your 5%, we're about to buy something for mom, that thing costs £100, right? Should we all try and split it? The person that has money now say, actually, you guys bring £5 each. I will bring £50. But don't make it feel
decision.
It's their responsibility because I'm richer. That means because if I keep on giving out, I will never stand.
Yep.
I will never be able to actually invest. I will never be able to make any progress. It's like one rich person in the land of poor people.
And I think the whole point of this, what Abby was even saying about making whatever pay, what I want to believe, is it comes from one sense of teaching your children responsibility. And whatever way, if it's by you saying, okay, let me teach you how to save, and you monitoring an 18-year-old making sure they are saving, or if it's by you making sure you're taking the money, I think it's just is the aim. What are you trying to achieve by that? Not that, because they're not working, so they have to give me money. I think that's where it becomes really dicey.
And you think your parents are your responsibility. So because there's parents and there's siblings and then there are cousins and there's auntie and uncle. So if your parents are your responsibility, is there a certain age that your parents must get to for you to say, should you be helping? Okay, oh God, I have a million questions. Should you be helping your parents plan their retirement? So let me say my mom is 60, right? She's still working. I want you in fashion, working hard. And I feel bad. I'm I would like her to retire, but can I actually fund her retirement? Would I be able to pay her bill? So is there a certain age where you should be giving money to your parents as a duty? That's number one. And then the other question is, should you look after your parents? Is it actually a response? And people say white people don't. They throw their parents in homes. It's actually not true.
I know.
In a lot of cultures.
I don't think my mum is my responsibility. And I don't think it's for me to help her plan her retirement.
Come on, you wicked girl.
No.
Is what you said? No, I don't think
I think maybe it's a bit different for our set.
Because she's in the UK?
Because they've migrated and we probably know a bit more. So in that particular sense, I'll say, yes, we can help them plan because we probably know, even though they were here before us, we probably know a bit more than them in that sense. But let's just say we were all on an equal level playing field. Let's say it was my son, for instance. I don't think it's my son's responsibility to plan my retirement. I don't think that I am the adult, I am his parent. He will always be my responsibility, not the other way around, until maybe I'm, God forbid, sick or something like that. But why put that type of pressure on them? They have their family, and then it's now your responsibility to. I don't know. I just think it's a bit much. I don't think my parents.
Our parents, they are richer than us. The ones in the UK. All these migrated Africans, I don't know where they're getting money from. They're always flying up and down. They're always doing something. What are you people getting money? Can you show me the way, please?
I think for me, the word responsibility, do I feel... I'm trying to word it the way I actually feel. Because again, I know I mentioned that I said giving my family, sending my family, as my dad and my mom and my grandma money quite
your nanny. Continue.
I say sending them money. I sending home money home quite early. Do I feel they're my responsibility? No. Do I feel I'm responsible? I have to be responsible? Yes. I don't know if that makes sense, but let me explain before you come for me.
I've changed.
I don't think I have to plan their retirement because I feel like everyone, because even as I am now, I'm planning my retirement. I'm not going to wait until I have a child and the child will plan my retirement. Do you understand? Everybody knows how long they want to work for. I'm sure as we're all here, you're thinking, retirement plan. Like, I don't want to do this for long. Do you get? So I feel like my parents already have their retirement plan, whatever plan they have, and they share it with us, the children, that, this is when we want to retire, this is what we want to do. So I know a lot of people that their parents move back to the village. That's what they want to, like they move back home. That's what their retirement plan is, and that's okay. So I don't think it's my responsibility to plan it for them. That means I'm taking that, no, they can make that choice themselves. They're adults, they can, and they will. But personally, I feel, and that's just me, I'm not asking anyone to do it though, but I just feel like, I don't feel like I'm taking care of my parents. So my parents are not waiting on me to eat.
Is that because they're already well-to-do?
Yeah, not even that.
They're comfortable.
Yeah, they're comfortable. Okay. And whatever their retirement plan is enough for them. But I like to do stuff for them also. I like to feel like I'm responsible.
Yeah, you're looking after them and you're showing them a good time. You're paying back as well.
Do you understand?
But I think it also depends on how they are as individuals, isn't it? Are they able? I think we need to put that into consideration.
Yeah.
Obviously, as we grow up, our parents then become, not all parents, but some of our parents become less able because they're probably more fragile and stuff like that. Then obviously, I would say they would become our responsibility. If you have a mother like my own now that is firefighter, like
energy.
If you have, I wouldn't really think, like, obviously I would appreciate my mum for everything that she's done because, at my lowest lows, my mum has always been there. So I feel like
give
I
her
have
lots of treats though.
I feel like but that's because I feel like I owe my mum a lot. That's why. Not because I don't believe she's, what's that word that I used before? I don't think she's, I don't think I'm not giving to her because of entitlement.
Like
it's not a right. I don't believe it's a right. That's my own personal opinion. But I've done it because of the things and the sacrifices she has made for me.
Yeah.
And I've seen that even being a mother, it's not easy to my dad passed away at quite a young age and my mum looked after 3 of us on her own. And she did a lot. And I think when you become a mother, you realise how hard it is to be a single parent in this country and still try to raise your kids, right? So I think just based on that, I would say I owe my mum everything. So I would give her everything.
But then she's also given to you so much, isn't it?
Yeah. She's given to me so much. Yeah. But other people might, like, you might speak to somebody else and somebody say, yeah, well, she's your mum. That's what she's expected to do. Yes, but there's like, I remember there was a court case and so a child or someone was complaining that they don't feel like they're getting what they should be getting. And the judge said, it's not for your parents to make you happy. That's not, like, they don't have to make it, as long as they give you they give you the essentials, which is food, clothing, and a roof over your head.
Yeah,
that's it. That's it. That's all, technically, that's all like, other people can say, well, no, actually, I don't think that's what a good parent is. But that's what they are required to do.
That's in the 60s. There was a video on Instagram about
everything else is extra. And my mum did a lot of extra stuff. So, I pray God keeps blessing me to be able to give her extra. Nice, but again, it's not because I feel like I have to. It's because I feel like...
Do you remember the last... I don't know, we think we've done an episode about this whole family thing that we're talking about it.
Yeah.
And then I think you asked the question if you think you have to be friends or something with family. Do you remember? And then I made a statement about how, yes, I feel like my I can't remember how you asked the question. You asked the question about maybe, do we have to... I don't know if it's like be friends or do you have to talk or do you have to like you? And I'm like, with my family. But you raised the point now and all about how you don't think you're responsible for your mom because she's your mom, but because of everything she's done to you. And I think that takes me back to my reply on that episode where I said things about how, being in a family and being trained a certain way, you start to think that this is how it should be. Like how you said your mom has done all of this for you, and now you being a mom, you realize that she did a lot more
Mm-hmm.
that she bare minimum she should be able to do. And I think that comes on in one of feeling responsible for them, knowing that they worked hard. My parents for the longest time were out of the house before 5 a.m. and we're back home, because back in Nigeria, I was going to a private school, an expensive one. They had to pay for that. We used to go on holidays. We used to do that, and they never made it seem like, oh, so I'm working. My mom will tell you that her parents gave her a good life, and I want to give you a good life. So I remember. So for me, making sure my parents are luckily, like, bless God that they don't need me to eat. Because some people, their parents actually are struggling.
Absolutely.
That they need them to eat.
Yeah.
But I like to be able to also give them a good life. Send them on a holiday that no children.
Yeah.
They don't have to worry about me. I'm fine now. Go and do something you like for yourself. Because because you've done so much, as Abby said, you've done so much for me, more than is expected, because there's some parents these days that
You're giving back out of love, isn't it?
yeah.
I think we've come to the end. Of this episode. This is like a huge topic. I think we can go on and on about it. But I've learned a lot from like talking to you guys, like your experience, like how you see this. And please bombard our comment section. Want to hear?
Let us know what you think about
Wanna
black
hear from
tax.
you.
Let us know more about black tax. Is it affecting you in your personal family?
Yeah.
Like, tell us more. And please don't forget to follow us on Instagram, on X. Our handles are literally down below. Please subscribe. Share with your families on WhatsApp, on Instagram, and let us know what you think about the show. Also, please let us know if there are other topics you'd like to see us talk about. I mean, we love to talk a lot. So please let us know any other, like, the ideas of other topics you want to see us share or talk about. And we promise you, we got you. We got them right.
Yes, we do. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Take care. Look after yourself. Bye.